Dal Lake in Srinagar, with its waters reflecting the surrounding snow-capped Himalayas, would usually be filled with tourists at this time of year. But the houseboats sit empty and the boatmen row alone. Their paddles the only sounds to be heard, apart from the birds. Jahangir Ahmed would usually make around $7 a day rowing tourists around the lake, but he's only worked for 1 month so far this year.
We are completely dependent on tourism. We leave our homes in the early morning for work, earn during the day and feed our families in the evening. We are really suffering.
So too is the entire local tourism industry. By this time last year, nearly 200,000 tourists had visited Indian-administered Kashmir. But when the Indian government revoked the region's autonomous status last August, it also told all tourists to leave, imposed restrictions on movement and cut off telecommunications. The government said the lockdown was needed to maintain law and order in the area, which often sees protests and attacks against Indian rule. Tourist numbers dropped by 85% in the second half of last year compared to the year before.
We had just started to see some arrivals for the month of June, July, and post that it has been a very, very bad situation for all the tourism players. And now with the coronavirus coming in, as I said, the industry is bleeding.
And tourism isn't the only sector affected. Kashmir's Chamber of Commerce and Industry estimates the region's economy has lost around $20 million a day during the lockdown. That's on top of the $2 billion economic hit in the second half of 2019. Adil Javed Bhatt owns a factory which makes wooden veneers. He doesn't have many buyers and stocks are piling up.
I have to pay installments. I have loans from banks, so I can't pay them. I don't know what will happen. And Kashmir is very unpredictable and we don't know which year we can work and which year we cannot. So it's very challenging.
India's government said it will spend $250 billion to help prop up the economy nationwide, but business leaders in Kashmir said they're being forgotten.
Our financial health is in ICU. If there is no financial injection and timely injection, it will die soon. This is going to be an economic disaster for the Kashmir.
A dire warning unless emergency government help specific to the region isn't sent soon. Elizabeth Puranam, Al Jazeera, New Delhi.